Dragonology Geek Party today. Welcome. I'm so excited. Today I wanted to talk about how the Dragonology books made me a dragon witch. And I know that sounds goofy, but guess what? This book right here, this one in particular, we'll get into the handbook in just a second, but this one in particular is the best book ever, okay? This is a book that I got when I was literally in elementary school, and there is like this page on here that's literally like just the dragons of the world. Like here's the map part of it. Hold on. Like this is the map on the book right here, like this. Here, I'm gonna pop off camera for just a second. So like this book here shows a genuinely pretty accurate depiction of like where the dragons in the world are located, including Leviathan in the ocean. So like it's really cool because like this book, when I was a kid, literally planted the seed of me like pursuing dragon mythology as like a study, right? Like dragonology means like dragon mythology, or ology as in the study of, right? It's a suffix, if you guys know, ology is, so there's that. But this book, I want to say I got this one literally the year it came out. My mom was like very interested in getting me like enrichment like books and stuff when I was a little girl. She like read to me every night ever since I was like born, and even while she was pregnant with me. So like reading was like always like a huge part of my life. And so I was born the same year that like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh came out. So like that is basically like where my original dragon obsession started, was with like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh. But as I grew into that and like had my imaginary friends that were dragons, eventually my mom purchased the Dragonology books. Maybe it was my dad, but either way, they got me the Dragonology books and like the rest of the ology books for Christmas one year. And that's like Wizardology and Egyptology and Piratology and then Fairyopolis as well. But Dragonology is the one that stuck with me the most. And I also have another Dragonology book that's like the models of the dragons. In my old videos, you'll see some like dragons hanging above my like dragon altar that are like spinning and stuff. Those are Dragonology dragon models that I put together and like hung up over my altar with like, I think thread, like sewing thread. If it wasn't the sewing thread, I hung it up using dental floss, one of the two. But this really kind of like opened the floodgates, right? And it happened like this for many practitioners, right? Like many kids like started their connections with dragons with the Dragonology books, and it continues to happen even to this day, right? Like people are still getting the Dragonology books for their kids, and it's still a huge like nostalgic soft spot for a lot of like millennial adults. Even like some like Gen Z and Gen Alpha are just like, they love these Dragonology books, right? And I really wanted to pop on here and talk about it because I ended up posting a TikTok about it because Dragonology was trending on Book Talk. And I just, of course, had to jump on it because, like, hello, the Dragonology books. But let's take a look on the inside, not just the pages that I've showed you. But if you don't know what these Dragonology books are, they're really just kind of like set up as like a field guide, and they have like little interactive parts to it, right? Like it feels like you just opened up somebody's field journal, right? And it just tells you a bunch of different things about it, like to who it may concern. Dragonology is the proper study of the Dragonologist or student of dragon lore. Like really cool, right? Like, and for kids, like this is such a good like interactive book, you know. It like really helps them start to learn how to read, and the handbook in particular is very interactive in terms of like how to study and exercises for you to like fill out. And this is not sponsored, but they certainly should sponsor me. But this is just like the first page, the first chapter, an introduction to Dragonology, shows you some different sizes of the dragons, how, you know, their different faces and facial structures might look like, the breathing of the what's it called, breathing dragon fire, and just all these really cool things, you know, like refuting the skeptics, people who like don't believe dragons are real, right? And then of course we have the infamous Dragonology map that shows you the collection of dragons we have across the world. And let's just go through them. We have literally Leviathan right here, which somehow I didn't notice Leviathan until like when I recently pulled these books out again. But then over here we have the North American Amphitheater, which is like not so much feathered, but like more like bat-like, right? And then here we have the down here we have the South American Amphitheater, which looks a little bit different with feathers as well. And then the Mexican Amphitheater, which looks like Quetzalcoatl. We have the Wyvern in Africa. We have the European dragon in Europe. We have the marsupial dragon in Australia. And we have a variety of Asian dragons in Asia. So it is a really good place to start, you know, learning about dragons. And then of course, everybody knows, all right, these little dragon scale patches are the best part of these books, okay? We have, of course, the frost dragon scales here. Then we have the frost dragon, the European dragon, and the knucker. And these are, again, just like going through the basics, right? You have the Asian lung scales now, of course. Incredible. And then these are just like the different types of Asian dragons, or Eastern dragons, I should say. And then we have like other dragons, the infamous feathered dragon page. It's so obvious this dragon influenced my name as a kid. And then we also have a mention of Quetzalcoatl by name here, right there. If you see his name, it's right here. And then this is supposed to be like like the skin, the wing membrane of a marsupial dragon, which is really cool. And then, oh no, I have things falling out. What's in here? What the hell? There's things in here. Hold on. This just fell out of my book. It's all the stickers. I had no idea the stickers were in here. I was gonna show you on the other book, but these are like from my childhood, so there's a lot of stickers missing. It's just like came with the handbook. If you want to see the full version of it, here, I'll just jump to it because this just fell out. But here is the full version of the sticker page. I have 3 copies of the handbook because I'm a nerd. And so this is what all the stickers look like. This is a non-opened version of it. I had to get another one for it. For my Book of Shadows, I use, believe it or not, the Dragonology stickers in my Book of Shadows. It's definitely something you should do. They have it all, including the dragon eggs, okay? So super cool. But returning to this, like, if you can see, like, the deeper we get in, it's really organized in a very easy way for somebody to start studying dragons. And we're gonna get really close to the witchy part of this book. We're almost there. But there's a certain section about Merlin, the, I want to say from the Arthurian legends, that talks about more about dragons. But we have these embryos of dragons, and then we have like male and female version, right? Super cool. And then like dragon behavior and how they're protecting their underbellies with like stones, and it's like alluding to the fact that this is like a dragon mating ritual, right? And then you have the runes here, which actual Elder Futhark runes are in this book, but they are called dragon script instead, which I find utterly curious. Okay, and then we have, it's really cool because like these books have like little tiny like interactive bits in them, very easy to read, very like digestible, very interactive. And that's a huge reason why like these these books were like so important to me as a kid. Like you could see how like it's bent on this side, like I bent this part of the book just because I had these since I was like a little kid, right? So we also have dragon dust here, which I think is really cool. I'm going to definitely be selling some dragon dust, but not made out of sparkles, of course. It'll be made out of real crystals. But here we go. We have, again, like riddle, but look, this is all Elder Futhark runes, okay? And like, it's calling it dragon script in this book. So like, you have to understand, this is kind of like a colonized version of the books, right? It's like there's another lizard behind me. I don't know if you can see him. He's so big. Oh my gosh, look at him. So big. Hi, dude. You're huge. Anyway, if you missed him yesterday, he was literally in my video yesterday. But yeah, dude, like we have just like all of this, right? We have Merlin here. This is more of the like witchy stuff about it, right? In terms of like dragon magic, right? But you really just have a couple of different like dragons and dragon slayers and history on this page. Really unique. And then the back end of the book has like this really cool like marble or whatever to look like the dragon eye, and it's just makes this page like so stunning. And then this is the back of the book. But this book really opened up my heart and soul to wondering about the dragons and wondering about dragon witchcraft and wondering if it was possible, and I knew that dragons were always real, and these books, I don't know if I would really be Azura DragonFaether, the Draconic Priestess today, without these Dragonology books. Because look, let's just pop over to the handbook real quick. Like, there was also a Wizardology handbook that had a little bit of the dragon stuff too, but like this book in particular, so fascinating, and it's set up like you're going to school, right? So it's like, here's almost like a report card for Ernest Drake, which is considered like the author of the book, but it's again a fantasy author. It's like a best way I could say, it's like a role play of like a dragon field guide. But here you have the beginning, and it like has places for you to put your name. I have like a version of this book from when I was a kid that obviously has it all filled out, and I'll go into that one in like a different video. But yeah, you have like just more stuff to sign your name in, and it's very interactive. And again, it has some of these pockets, right? So you're supposed to make your own like library card out of it. Super cute and interactive. And these are also really fun to include as like additions into your Book of Shadows. I know it might not be like the most popular idea, but I crafted a lot of my own Book of Shadows with pages from Dragonology stuff, so there's that. But here it's just like the table of contents, more art, and it's just working with dragons, an introduction, and again, it's just a more in-depth version of it, right? And you have a couple lesson sections, right? So elementary dragons, lessons 1 through 5 or 4, and there's some pages with color on it. I love these scale pages and like the parts of the dragon, and it takes you through a couple of dragons like European, gargoyle, and then here you like match the different dragons with their correct descriptions, and it just kind of goes over know your dragons, right? So it's like really, really cool in the way that it's broken down. And when I was like a little girl seeing all of these like interactive dragon parts of this book, I was like, of course there's elemental dragons everywhere, of course. And then like the earth dragons and the water dragons and the fire dragons, and then here you have the frost dragons in particular, and like the amphitheater, which was like the feathered like sky dragons, right? So these were really like the seeds that made me start questioning, how could I work with dragons within witchcraft? And not like I already had like encounters with dragon like spirits, especially in my dreams, but to see a book like this laid out like this. My Book of Shadows are heavily influenced by this artwork because it just inspires me. Like, it looks so authentic, right? Like, these books look like journals that, like, I found, like, a Dragonologist's journal, and that is why they sold like hotcakes, right? Because these books, they capture the human's awe and wonder and craving to know the mysterious realms of dragons in such a beautiful way. Especially in the way that they're presented for kids. Again, here we have dragon script, right? Reading dragon script, Anglo-Saxon runes, or you could just call them the Elder Futhark runes, because that's what they are. And I think that is honestly the coolest part about these books, is that it, like, the runes are actually really used in witchcraft. Here, let's go back to this page. Hold on. Like, these runes are actually really used in witchcraft. And while this is an appropriated presentation of these runes, you know, of Elder Futhark runes, is like dragon script, it doesn't change the fact that dragons love Elder Futhark runes and any sort of magical sigils or symbols that is like language. They hoard languages that is like one of the most important things I could tell you guys when it comes to dragons is follow the languages, follow etymology, like study etymology if you love dragons, because history, the way we know it, is ruled by languages and the definition of words strung together in sentences, and the way that you define something in languages and which language you choose to record something matters. So this is something that I've learned with the dragons, right? But I also just love how this book is really, truly, it's a starting fieldwork up here, and it's really just like presented as a way that you are filling out this journal on an adventure to study dragons. Like, look, like a fake coffee stain here, and then like if the guy were to add like a piece of paper and tape it in, and look, it's like falling apart, so there's like fake tape here. Like, it's really an aesthetically moving piece of work, and there's like literally details everywhere. Like, you have the same like ring here, and then look, like you have like fingerprints from like if his thumb was dirty or had ink on it. Like, it's just really well done. Like, I really love it. And you can see like this picture is like the same artwork that was taken from the main Dragonology book. So some of it repeats in some places, and some of it expands upon it and gives you a little bit of a different look. But it's really cool because like now we're getting into the next lesson, right? We have the intermediate Dragonology, and I gotta make sure I don't get eaten alive by mosquitoes. I hate the mosquitoes, they fucking suck. But it basically says here you're supposed to fill it out yourself, so it's like an exercise, right? Like, you're supposed to study the Tibetan dragon throughout the book, and then you fill it out as you go. And it's the same thing here with the I think they're calling this one the Asian lung, and then the Hongwei invisibility spell. So now you have actual hypothetical dragon magic in here, and I don't know how accurate these kanji are for the characters here. I don't know if they are Mandarin. I don't know if they are a different language, but I do think it's fascinating, to say the least, to find them inside this book. And then, you know, it says conserving wild dragons. Phineas's Beaks Freak Fair, like, has just a bunch of mythical creatures on it, which is really cool. Like, you got the phoenix, you got a griffin, you got the unicorns, you got the dragons, you got a cyclops, a mermaid, and that looks like some bulls. But yeah, it's really cool. I just love it. And then Drake Needs You. It's kind of like Uncle Sam, right? Help conserve and protect wild dragons now! Oh my gosh! You have to help us protect the dragons if you found this video! Oh my god! Like, what the hell? But then look, I love how like the map in here is like on like you have to turn the book to like look at the map. So this is so fun. I love this page. And lessons, frost dragon migration, so it like expands on different dragons and like hypothetically like where they're sighted and stuff like that. And then here we have some intermediate riddles. So let me give you one that I love to reference from this book all the time, and I think it's on, hold on, I don't know if it's on this page, but there are some really cute ones, so I'll let you guys figure. Maybe I'll do a video on the dragon riddle sometimes. But see, let's do this one. Like a coat of shining mail on the back down to my tail, on a snake from tail to throat, never on a cow or goat. Sounds like 8 notes on a harp, and you'll find them on a carp. What is the answer? I'm not sure. But see, it's really fun because they have like all of the different answers here, but I'm not sure which ones are which. I have a feeling it's like a coat of dragon scales. I'm pretty sure that is what the answer is to that riddle. But like, I love this, right? Like, the dragon riddle part of these books are so much fun. And then again, the writing in dragon script. So this is the actual part of the Dragonology books where you work it out yourself, right? You have actual space to fill out these like lessons and learn them for yourself. And beginning dragon magic, it's literally in here by name. See what I mean? So like, because of that, like I was always like very connected to it, and like when I found the dragon magic pages as a kid, I was like, no, dragons are real, like magic is real. I was like you cannot convince me otherwise. And then like the Abramelin's dragon attractor, like so cool. And then Talisman of Master Merlin, saying like, again referencing the Arthurian legend. I just love it. And then you have like a dragon lab here, dragon laboratory with like the scratches. Like it's just such a well done book. And like, can't you see why these books literally like made me a dragon witch, and like why dragon witchcraft is like so trendy now is because like the seeds were sown, my darlings. Like so many of us grew up on these. Like we have the Legend of the Dragon Kings here, which is just really cool, like with the Eastern style dragons, and beautiful, just beautiful. And then again, more stuff. And then this last part here, it says warning for experienced practitioners only, and it's like kind of like supposed to be the final lesson here. And it's again the marsupial dragon, so it's like taking us throughout like these different like lesson styles, right? Like you have a cockatrice and a basilisk here, so like these are just some other kind of dragons that are more like dangerous in terms of like the Dragonology universe and in real life. But we also have the amphitheaters here, and I love this page with this one because this amphitheater, is it called the American amphitheater, is not detailed like this in the bigger Dragonology books. You have this one in the middle of the page, but this one is like so unique. And then this art style of the Dragonology, the way the dragons are drawn like this, heavily influenced how I draw my dragons when I was a little kid. I did a lot of sketching, trying to copy these like drawings to learn how to draw them when I was little. And my friends and I would do it all the time. Like after school at the YMCA, that was kind of like what we did. And then when we went out for like recess, we would play dragons, and that was my life. I played dragons with the boys, and I played mermaids with my girlfriends, and that was my childhood. Okay. But the Dragon Keeper's Guide talks about basically how to hatch dragon eggs, how to feed them, how to like keep them, and it's really unique. Dragon's first aid, like how to take care of them, how to heal them, which is just whoa. Healing your dragons. Have you ever done healing your dragon spells in dragon magic? You definitely should. How to draw dragons again, like just shows you, like I definitely used these pages to draw them. And inventing dragon scripts, and again I'm pretty sure these are also another script, or I'm not sure. I do recognize it though, but you let me know if you recognize this script, because it's definitely a not dragon script. It's something else that they're calling dragon script. Dragon magic, words of power. So this is where, like as a kid, I realized that words of power were so critically important within dragon magic. And if you think that me getting that from a fantasy book for kids is goofy, I would like to remind you that dragons are so powerful and everywhere in history that they have to infantilize it, or we would likely not be majority Abrahamic religious countries. And moving on, I say that as a Muslim. Moving along, it says begin your own legend. Okay, super cool. Look at him, this wackadoodle dude. Love it. And then it says to the student who has completed my course. I'll go ahead and give you a reading, because this really just like made me want to be like a dragonologist, dragon witch, someone who studies the dragons. This page right here was the reason I became a dragon witch. Are you ready? It says, to the student who has completed my course, my dear fellow dragonologist, now that you have reached an advanced level, there is surely no need for me to reiterate the dangers that may beset the determined dragonologist in his or her quest to conserve and protect those dragons that still remain. Yet perhaps it will not hurt to mention them one last time. The scorn of fools who do not believe in fairies and elves, let alone dragons, the unscrupulous practices of those dragonologists who care more for gold and ill-gotten gains than knowledge and science, and the disruptive ways of those who would exploit every corner of this world of ours merely for gain, caring little for those creatures that stand in their way. All these must be dealt with, and dealt with courageously. Yet I am confident that, having indeed reached such a deep understanding of dragons as you now have, you will in no way use your knowledge unwisely. I am sure that you will come across other Dragonologists during this course of your studies. They are relatively easy to identify, not only because of the specialized equipment they carry, but also because of their general love of learning of all kinds. You may like to form a society of Dragonologists of your own. Shout out to the Hatchling Clan Discord server. And if you do, then you will have access to much greater resources as you pursue your studies. You should definitely join us if you are a dragon lover or a dragonologist. It's the first link in the description below. The main thing to remember is that if you work hard enough and long enough, you will begin to live not only your very own dragon legend, just as I have so far lived my own adventure-filled legend, but you will help take dragon science one step further down the road to universal acceptance. There can be no greater reward than this. Yours in Dragonology, Ernest Drake. I'm gonna cry! Yeah, this made me who I am. This made me who I am. And then it's like forming a Dragonologist society, has like the declaration of aims of a modern Dragonological society. Love it. You got a glossary with all of the words so you can really understand with all of like the dragon terminology, which I love. Here, I'll just read like the words for you. It says amphitheater, amulet, avaloka, basilisk, bowolf, cockatrice dragon, dragon decoy, dragon dust, dragon linctus, dragon master, dragonologist, dragonology, dragon script, dragon's eye, dragon trap, Dr. Ernest Drake, European dragon, food chain, frost dragon, fuhisi, Futhark rune also. Oh hey, it's in here as well. Okay, let's go Futhark rune there. They call it dragon script in the other parts of the book, which is interesting. We have gargoyle, nucker hole, lambton worm, lung wei, lindworm, master riddler, marsupial dragon, merlin, old hoppy, petitents, Salazar, talisman, thorax, and wyvern. So that's super cool. And then a publisher's note at the back, and probably everybody's favorite part, a certificate of Dragonological achievement, and it's perforated right here, as you can see, so you can have your own very like Dragonology certificate, and that's what it looks like on the back. And I have included mine from another Dragonology book, like Dragonology handbook that I have in my Book of Shadows. Like I said, I like to use the Dragonology parts of it in my own like Book of Shadows, because my craft has always been about reconnecting with my inner child and healing my inner child, because I suffered a lot of abuse when I was a kid, and I relied on dragons as an escape and a figure to make me feel safe when nothing else was safe, even God. And it started, you know, with Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then the dragon magic really started when I got the Dragonology books, and it never stopped, and that's how I became Azura DragonFaether, the Draconic Priestess. So if you want to learn more about dragon magic and join the journey with us, join the dragon magic movement, don't forget to click the link down below and join the Hatchling Clan Discord server. It's free for you to enjoy and learn all about the magic of dragons, and we can't wait to meet you. But yeah, that is all. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we are doing an epic giveaway. Thank God I remembered. We are doing a huge giveaway over at the Hatchling Clan. As soon as we reach 1,369 members, so you definitely won't want to miss it. We're giving away so much over there, and the details will be there for you if you are curious to learn more about how you can enter in to win part of our amazing dragon magic giveaway. So thank you so much again for spending some of your day with me today, and if you're new here, assalamu alaikum, marry me, and welcome back to your daily dose of DragonFaether. I'm Azura DragonFaether, the Draconic Priestess. I've been practicing witchcraft for way too long and working with dragons for 20 plus years, going on 30 now. But I welcome you to join us down below in the comments with your memories of Dragonology, if you have any. And don't forget to join us in the Hatchling Clan, or hit that follow button so we don't get lost. But until next time, stay geeky chick every little hatchlings. Don't forget, you're an official Dragonologist now, and we must fight to conserve the dragons. All right, I will see you tomorrow. Good office, blessed be, and Amen. And again, please follow me.